Hello, everybody. It's Inanna at Eden's Own Boutique. I wanted to let you know that we'll be showcasing jewelry and some of the things we sell here at Eden's Own Boutique. We're an online shop, so you can find ourselves at edenszone.net. We also have a chat forum called the Convenient Rant. It is a chat room where you can go and we can discuss stuff amongst ourselves in the chat room. It has, if you have any questions about Gnosticism or spiritualism, if you have any of the questions and I haven't gotten to you from this live, or if you're not getting the answer that you need or you need a counseling, then you can always go to eatzone.net, join the convenient rant, and I can do a counseling with you from the website directly via Zoom. I am a spiritual healer and a shaman, but right now I'm just on here doing these. I want to read the whole book of Urantia. And so it's going to be a while, so get to know me. And so I have a series of little comedy commercials that I've done, but all of them tell you to go to edenszone.net and get your Gnostic supplies. Um, Go to my website and join the convenient rant and possibly network with people who are similar to you or who may have the same uh, interests as you. So I'm here and I'm reading this one right here. And it starts, let me get my other recording started. It is called, this one is called The Personality of the Universal Father. Do not permit the magnitude of God, his infinity, either to obscure or eclipse his personality. He who planned the ear shall not hear. He whom formed the eye shall not see. The universal Father is the acme of divine personality. He is the origin and destiny of personality throughout all creation. God is both infinite and personal. He is an infinite personality. The Father is truly a personality, notwithstanding that the infinity of his person places him forever beyond the full comprehension of material and finite things. God is much more than a personality, as personality is understood by the human mind. He is even far more than possible concept of superpersonality, but it's utterly futile to discuss such incomprehensible concepts of divine personality with the hands of material creatures, whose maximum concept of the reality of being consists in the idea and ideal of personality. The material creature's highest possible concept of the universal creator is embraced within the spiritual ideals of the exalted idea of divine personality. Therefore, although you may know that God must be much more than the human conception of personality, you equally well know that the universal Father cannot possibly be anything less than an eternal, infinite, true, good, and beautiful personality. God is not hiding from any of his creatures. He is unapproachable to so many orders of beings only because he dwells in a light which is no material creature can approach. The immensity and the grandeur of the divine personality is beyond the grasp of the unperfected mind of evolutionary mortals. He measures the waters in the hollow of his hand, measures a universe in the span of his hand. He it is he who sits on the circle of the earth, who stretches out the heavens as a curtain and spreads them out as a universe to dwell in. Lift up your eyes on high and behold who has crested all these things, who brings out their words by number and calls them all by their names. And it is true that the invisible things of God are partially understood by the things which are made. Today, as you are, you must discern the invisible Maker through his manifold and diverse creation, as well as through the revelation and ministration of his sons and their numerous subordinates. Even though material mortals cannot see the person of God, they should rejoice in the assurance that he is a person. By faith, accept the truth which portrays the universal Father so loved the world as to provide the eternal spiritual progression of his lowly inhabitants, that he delights in his children. God is lacking in none of those superhuman and divine attributes which constitute a perfect, eternal, loving, and infinite creator personality. In the local creations, accepting the personnel of the super universe, God has no personal or residential manifestation aside from the paradise creator sons, who are the fathers of the inhabited worlds and the sovereigns of the local universes. If the faith of the creature were perfect, he could surely know that when he had seen a creator son, he had seen the universal Father. In seeking for the Father, he would not ask nor expect to see other than the Son. Mortal man simply cannot see God until he achieves complete spirit transformation and actually attains paradise. The natures of the paradise creator sons do not encompass all the unqualified potentials of the universe, absoluteness of the infinite nature of the first great source and center, but the universal Father is in every way divinely present in the creator's son. The Father and his sons are one. These paradise sons of the order of Michael are perfect personalities, even the pattern for all local universe personality, from that bright and morning star down to the lowest human creature of progressing animal evolution. Without God and except for his great and central person, there would be no personality throughout all the vast universe of universes. God is personality. Notwithstanding that God is an eternal power, a majestic presence, a transcendent ideal, and a glorious spirit, though he is all these and infinite more nonetheless, he is truly and everlastingly a perfect creator personality, a person who can know and be known, who can love and be beloved, and one who can befriend us while we can be known as other humans have been known as a friend of God. He is a real spirit and a spiritual reality. As you see the universal Father revealed throughout his universe, as we can discern him indwelling his myriads of creatures, as we behold him in the persons of the sovereign. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. As we see the universal Father revealed throughout his universe, as we discern him dwelling his myriads of creatures, as we behold him in the persons of his sovereign sons, as we continue to sense his divine presence here and there, near and far, let us not doubt nor personally question his primacy. Notwithstanding all these far flung distributions, he remains a true person and everlasting, maintains personal connection with the countless hosts of his creatures scattered throughout the universe of universe. The idea of the personality of the universal Father is an enlarged and truer concept of God, which has come to mankind chiefly through revelation. Reason, wisdom, and religious experience all infer and imply the personality of God, but they do not altogether validate it. Even the indwelling thought adjuster is pre-personal. The truth and the maturity of any religion is directly proportional to its concept of the infinite personality of God and to its grasp of the absolute unity of deity. The idea of a personal deity becomes then the measure of religious maturity after religion has first formulated the concept of the unity of God. Primitive religion had many personal goals, and they were fashioned in the image of man. Revelation affirms the validity of the personality concept of God, which is merely possible in the scientific postulate of a first cause, and is only provisionally suggested in the philosophic idea of the universal unity. Only by a personality approach can any person begin to comprehend the unity of God. To deny the personality of the first source and center leaves me only the choice of two philosophic dilemmas: materialism and pantheism. In the contemplation of deity, the concept of personality must be divested in the idea of corporality. A material body is not indispensable to personality in either man or God. The corporality era is shown in both extremes of human philosophy. In materialism, since man loses his body at death, he ceases to exist as a personality. In pantheism, since God has no body, he is not therefore a person. A superhuman type of progressing personality functions in a union of mind and spirit. Personality is not simply an attribute of God. It rather stands for the totality of the coordinated infinite measure and a unified divine will, which is exhibited in eternity and universally of perfect expression. Personality, in the supreme sense, is the revelation of God in the universe of universes. God, being eternal, universal, absolute, and infinite, does not grow in knowledge nor increase in wisdom. God does not acquire experience, as finite men conjure up or comprehend, but he does, within the realms of his own eternal personality, enjoy continuous expansions of self realization, which in a certain way is comparable and analogous with the acquirement of new experience by the finite creatures of the evolutionary worlds. The absolute perfection of the infinite God would cause him to suffer the awful limitations of unqualified finality of preferences. Were it not a fact that the universal Father directly participates in the personality struggle of every imperfect soul in the whole universe who seeks by divine aid to ascend to the spiritually perfect worlds on high. This progressive experience of every spirit being every mortal creature throughout the universe of universes is a part of the Father's ever expanding daily constants of the never ending divine circle of ceaseless self realization. It is literally true. In all your afflictions, he is afflicted. In all your triumphs, he triumphs in with you. His personal divine spirit as a real part of you. The Isle of Paradise responds to all the physical metamorphosis of the universe of universes. An eternal sun includes all the spirit impulses of all creation. The conjoint actor encompasses all the mind expressions of the expanding cosmos. The universal Father realized in the fullness of the divine consciousness all the individual experience of the progressive struggles of the expanded mind and the ascending spirits of every entity, being, and personality of the whole evolutionary creation of time and space. And all this is literally true, for in him we all live and move and have our being. Hey, how long did that one take? Let's see. All right, I got enough to do another one. So the next one is personality in the universe. Human personality is the time, space, image, shadow cast by the divine creator personality. And no actuality can ever be adequately comprehended by an examination of its shadow. Shadows should be interpreted in terms of the true substance. God is a science a cause, a philosophy, an idea. To religion, a person, even a lovely heavenly Father. God is the scientist, a primal force. To the philosopher, a hypothesis of unity. To the religionist, a living spiritual experience. Man's inadequate concept of the personality of the universal Father can be improved only by man's spiritual progress in the universe, and will become truly adequate only when the pilgrims of time and space finally attain the divine embrace of the living God in paradise. Never lose sight of the antipodal viewpoints of personality as it conceived by God and man. Man views and comprehends personality looking from the finite of the infinite. God looks from the infinite to the finite. Man possesses the lowest type of personality, God the highest, even supreme, ultimate, and absolute. Therefore did he better concepts of the divine personality have patiently to wait the appearance of improved ideas of human personality, especially the enhancement revelation of. Okay, so we stopped at part 6 on paper 1. That's the Book of Urantia. What's up? What's up? Anybody saying nothing to me? Anybody here? Anybody doing anything around here? Well, I ain't got nobody in my chat right now, so let me go get some more materials. That's all I can do. Get some more stuff to read. Both human and divine personality in the Urantian bestowal life of Michael, the Creator Son, the personal divine spirit which dwells the mortal mind carries it in every present. The valid proof of its actual existence, but the concept of the divine personality can be grasped only by the spiritual insight of genuine personal religious experience. Any person, human or divine, may be known and comprehended quite apart from the external reactions to the material presence of that person. Some degree of moral affinity and spiritual harmony is essential to friendship between two persons. A loving personality can hardly reveal himself to a loveless person. And even to approach the knowing of a divine personality, all of man's personality endowments must be wholly consecrated to the effort. Half hearted, partial devotion will be unavailing. Uh, yeah, so what they're saying, I guess, is that don't try to fake God out. He ain't playing that, you know. So I did have YouTube up doing a live stream. Oh, okay. Still doing my live stream. The more completely man understands himself and appreciates the personality values of his fellows, the more he will crave to know the original personality, and the more earnestly such a God knowing human will strive to become like the original personality. You can argue over opinions about God, but experience with Him and in Him exists above and beyond all human controversy and more intellectual logic. The God knowing man describes his spiritual experiences not to convince unbelievers, but for the edification and mutual satisfaction of the believers. To assume that the universe can be known, that it is intelligible, is to assume that the universe is mind made and personally engaged. Man's mind can only perceive the mind phenomena of other minds, by be they human or superhuman. If man's personality can experience the universe, there is a divine and an actual personality somewhere concealed in that universe. God is spirit, spirit personality. Man is also a spirit, potential spirit personality. Jesus of Nazareth attained a full realization of this potential of spirit personality in human experience. Therefore, his life of achieving the Father's will became man's most real and ideal revelation of the personality of God. Even though the personality of the universal Father can be grasped only in actual religious experience, in Jesus' earth life, we are inspired by the perfect demonstration of such a realization and revelation of the personality of God in a truly human experience. 7. Spiritual value of the personality concept. When Jesus talked about the living God, he referred to personal deity, the Father in heaven. The concept of the personality of deity facilitates fellowship. It favors intelligent worship. It promotes refreshing trustfulness. Interactions can be had between non-personal things, but no fellowship. The fellowship relation of father and son, as being God and man, cannot be enjoyed unless both are persons. Only personalities can commune with each other, albeit this personal communion may be greatly facilitated by the presence of just an impersonal entity as the thought adjuster. It's time for me to go take a nap, y'all. I gotta quit. Mm. Mm.